it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We are focusing in and we're zooming in a little bit more in depth into the prevalence of quiet borderline personality disorder. Personality disorder is really any sort of confabulation or pattern of behavior, thoughts, or cognitions, emotions that tend to be very disruptive or destructive either to the person or their interpersonal relationships. So when we look at really the borderline personality disorder cluster B, we're looking at people who largely present with a lot of irritability. They're prone to anger outbursts, and oftentimes unprovoked. Unprovoked meaning there's nothing really that either something in the environment or the other individual has really done or perpetrated to deserve that sort of outburst. So it can be what we call mood lability or mood instability, where they're very prone to anger, easy to be irritated, easy to lash out. And really what ends up happening is those individuals who are seeking to be in a relationship with this individual or are in a relationship with this individual or have these people in their workplace or their family tend to perceive that they are the cause of this anger. And they tend to perceive that they are the ones who are setting this person off, that they are the one who is causing this disruption in their life. And so they tend to become very introspective or very self-blaming or very codependent as to, feeling that there is something inherently wrong with them and what do they need to modify and change about their behavior in order to, prevent this outburst. And that is basically called walking on eggshells, where you feel really kind of paranoid, constantly overly sensitive, and then becoming progressively so sensitive to the anger, rage, and mood instability of this individual. And so really this is, part of the issue with the borderline. And, oftentimes people wonder, why are they this way? Well, they tend to be very impulsive, and they don't have kind of a internal regulation. They don't have a handle. They don't have a lever. They don't have leverage or really kind of the foresight to see when this rage is coming up. So they just find themselves in the middle of a blow up. And so really, these individuals do need to work on getting sort of, a better understanding of foresight and really realizing when they're triggered, and then learn to become more peaceful, more calm, instead of being reactive, impulsive, and prone to so easily be angry over triggers within themselves or in the environment, kind of like an overperception. They need to kind of realize that they have this temperament or this pattern of explosiveness, and then learn to qualm it, learn to quench it, learn to calm it down, and realize that this is a pervasive pattern, and to really get quiet or get calm when they feel this coming up, or become sensitive and attuned to these sort of precipitating factors in their environment or within themselves or within relationships. And one of the main issues I think that psychology feels that is one of the aggravating factors to this explosive rage is really their internal self-assessment. So they tend to be very harsh, critical, and have a really kind of an identity dysmorphia, if you will. They tend to be very self-judging, self-critical, self-hating, and kind of a pervasive emptiness, feeling like there's nothing there. They're empty. They're they don't have anything to give. They don't have anything to receive. They tend to feel very kind of bottomed out or empty in this. And so they are very sensitive or fearful of abandonment and people then perhaps leaving them, or kind of a paranoia. And then what we see is like a false accusation of others in the environment, trying to control others in their environment, control outplay, control things that might occur, and just to make sure that everything is, there and like contained for them. So oftentimes people, are wondering, why they're falsely accusing them, or why they tend to feel that they're on trial. They tend to be very controlling and very much into the mind control of others. And don't exhibit just kind of a natural flow of a relationship. They have a kind of a pervasive attention to kind of negativizing things and very kind of black and white thinking. So, you know, either they're assigning you, you know, you're always this way, you're always this way. They don't see the shades of gray. They don't really kind of oftentimes see things very clearly or realistically. They tend to overperceive or underperceive. And so it can be very, very damaging to those individuals who are in relationships with them, because they feel that they don't really see them for who they are. They don't really kind of remember the good in the past. They tend to only remember the negative. It's the black and white thinking that's playing out. So it can be it can cause a lot of relationship issues when, you know, someone is constantly assigning you blame or falsely accusing you or trying to control your thoughts. You feel like you just can't be liberated. You're free yourself. It's very difficult to feel like you can just exist and be at peace and harmony with these individuals. So, you know, they're always kind of acting out of the fear of losing. So they want to control. And so when issues come up that, you know, trigger this, you're going to see a lot of these rage and outbursts. So again, you know, you might not, you know, this person might be very kind of quiet on the outside or seemingly very shy, but yet, you know, this exterior belays a very kind of a lot of emotional, you know, thoughts and feelings going on underneath the surface, which they're not prone to express, but you might just see kind of like an outburst that occurs. So, you know, and then this person might be very self-critical and, you know, constantly kind of acting by this undergirding or chronic fear, like an undermining fear that exists within their personality. So you might feel that it's difficult to get close to this person because of this lack of communication or kind of like this wall that they build around them, which of course, you know, they're entitled to do. They have the personality that they do. So it's just kind of accepting that that's how they are. And until they really seek change or want change, it's going to be very difficult to change these individuals because they oftentimes are very resistive to change or don't feel that they have done anything wrong, or they just make excuses like, this is my personality, get over it, you know, deal with it, and I'm going to continue to be controlling the way that I am. So I hope these videos help. Peace and harmony with you here today. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.